Hey everybody, this is Mr. Payton. Welcome to another episode of Mr. Payton Stories. School number 4, Borman Elementary. Man, Borman has a special place for me because when I was in high school in Maryville, my senior year only had 2 or 3 classes to take, so the rest of the day I would spend at Borman working with students with special needs. So for me to end up back there as a teacher was really interesting for me. So the first year I got back, I actually came back a little bit later in the year because I had been working in Vegas doing some consulting. And so when I got back to Phoenix, the year had started. And so I was gonna have to jump into a classroom with a group of kids who had all been taken from other classrooms. And that's always hard because that means you gotta build the chemistry, you gotta get everybody on the same page, all that kind of stuff. Well, I had one kid who decided he wasn't going to get with the program. He was a big kid too, big Hispanic kid. I took to calling him Big Mac. And those who are in my class that here know about Big Mac. Big Mac was one of those dudes, man, he had just decided already that school was a waste of time and he didn't need to be there. So he didn't really give me too much trouble in class. He just would make up his mind every now and then that he wasn't going to work. And that's, generally speaking, I know this sounds bad, but as a teacher, if the kid is not going to disrupt anybody else and he don't want to work, you have to decide that that's a battle you're not going to fight, only because you've got, in my case, 30 other kids who need your attention. So most of the time, Big Mac wasn't an issue. Well, one day, Big Mac was particularly, frustrated with stuff. He's like, man, you know what, man, this is whack. I'm out. And I was like, well, where are you going to go? He says, well, I'm leaving. I'm going home. And I said, well, I'm not going to stop you. I tell kids all the time, I can't make you stay. So if you decide you're going to leave, I'm not going to chase you or anything. And like I say, he's a big guy. So he got his backpack and he's looking at me, I'm really leaving. And I'm just like, whatever. So he walks out the door and everybody's like, ooh, Big Mac left. He's going to get expelled, blah, blah, blah. I looked at everybody and said, I'll give you 5 minutes. He'll be right back. And they're like, well, why do you think he's going to come back? I said, you guys, you're all his friends. What is he going to do outside all by himself? It's hot. He ain't got nowhere to go. He ain't got no money. What are you going to do, jump the fence? I said, just wait. So maybe about 6 or 7 minutes go by. Everybody's like, oh, man, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. Door opens really slow. And Big Mac comes in. I purposely don't look at him. I just keep on doing what I'm doing. I let him sit down. And so after a while, I'm like, what's up, man? I thought you was going on. He's like, well, I just decided I'll just wait till the end of the day, you know what I mean? Because I don't wait for all my homies. I was like, okay, I understand that, so that's cool. And I just remember everybody was so surprised. They're like, well, why did you let him leave? How did you know he was going to come back? I said, you guys, listen. Anybody at any time can walk off a campus. There's nothing anybody can do. I said, you guys act like you have to be here. The truth of the matter is that since all your friends are here, you're going to be here. Now, if your friends decide to ditch you, then maybe you'll leave. I said, but that dude wasn't going nowhere. It's too hot. He too big to jump the fence, and there wasn't nothing else we could do. Like I said, Big Mac was a big guy. He wasn't Chuck, he was solid. So, but that was really funny because he ended up being one of my favorite students. He ended up working a little bit harder. He just needed to make a connection with me. But at first he was trying me, and that's just kind of what students do, man. And so I had a blast with that class. That was another one of my classes that I kind of looped with. I went with them from 6th grade to 7th grade. And so those are some of the kids who are still in contact with me today. Shouts out to Big Mike, to Jackie, to Monique, to a lot of my students in there, Natalie, all you guys who still stay in contact, DJ, they still stay in contact with me and they're still letting me know how they're doing in high school. I believe that group is actually graduating this year. So shouts out to all of you. Again, this has been another one of Mr. Payton Stories. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it and subscribe. Everybody, take care.